The roles of fathers in the house, in our homes, they are silent. They are not appreciated. They are not noticed. And I think it's high time our mothers begin to laud it, begin to make us to understand the role that our fathers, they play in our lives. Fathers also make sacrifices, although very silent. It's not always noticed. They go out without sleeping, without food, just to make sure that they put food on our table. And at old age, they grow lonely. The kids always see the sacrifices of the mothers because they are always present, they are always available. They are always being seen, but our fathers are not seen. And as such, we always think that our fathers are not doing anything. The story actually inspired me to talk about the role of fathers. And as you listen to it, I want to believe that we are going to make adjustments.
He watched them as they went over to their mom to hug and greet her, none bothered to spare him with a glance. And he wondered if it was because of him that they had actually returned. He was the one who was sick, and their mom had to call them to come home because she had feared it could be his last. As hours turned into days, none came to him to find out how he was doing. As they got ready to drive off a few days after, he called them back and asked them to spare a minute. Reluctantly, they all went back. One after the other, he asked them what he had done wrong to them to deserve the treatment that they had meted him with. None said anything. They were acting impatient towards him. He cleared his throat and in anger he pointed at his first son. I lost my job when you were about to enter into the secondary school. But because I did not want you to stay at home for one day, I had to go and do a conductor work to earn money for your school fees. To the second son, he said, you were very sick and almost in death, and I had not eaten for days. But when it was time to donate blood to you to survive, I did what I could as a father. To his only daughter, he said, I had to waive a whole lot for you to be with your heartthrob. I never for once missed your birthday. To the last son, he said, you said I was an absentee father. On your graduation day, I got a call from my boss who wanted to compensate me for the wrong sack. But instead of going back to work, I chose you to replace me. So that work you are doing, I give it to you on that day. He turned and faced his wife. With tears in his eyes, he asked her, have I ever loved you less that you will pay me back in this coin? I never wanted to be an infidel. That is why I had to do all legit work to fend for you and the children. And Agnes, the best you could do was to paint me as an irresponsible father to our kids. Agnes went on her knees to beg the husband to forgive her. It was the devil's handwork. Also, the kids apologized to their father and turned a new leaf.
So next time you think about buying or caring for your mom, also think about the man whose role has been silent in your life, who paid the price to make sure that you have comfort when you went to school, that made provisions for you while you were in school. He's not supposed to grow old lonely. He's not supposed to be isolated at old age. He's not supposed to regret the sacrifices that he made while you were young and while you were growing up. So subscribe to our post, please. I'm going to encourage you to do so because it helps us to stay on the YouTube channel. Thank you.